Hello there. This is the second part of my video just showing you some of the points behind the way that I play Cooley's reel, and I'm going to try and show you some of the grace notes that I put in and also the slides. Starting off with the slides, the first part of the tune. So the slides, they're basically on the first note of either the D string or the A string. Now the best thing there when you're playing this tune is to try and get used to holding down the D and the A string at the same time. Using your first finger, it's like a bar chord in a way, holding down the two notes. So it makes it nice and easy. When you slide up to that first note, and then you drop across to the A string for the second note, your finger is actually in the right position, so you're not messing around having to sort of hit the same note twice. So that's a nice easy thing to do. There is a slide somewhere else in this tune. I'll just try and point it out. There it is. And the interesting thing there on the E string, I don't know if you noticed, but I did a sort of a very quick bow. So very sort of short, quick notes. So from the top again. Okay, so back on the first part of this tune again, and the grace notes that I put in. It seems that I tend to put a grace note in when I have my first finger on the first note of either the A or the D string. I seem to hammer on and off the third note on either the D or the A string frequently. So it sounds like that. The thing is, it happens so quickly that often the video at 30 frames a second or whatever doesn't pick it up. You can probably see it quite clearly now, but when I play at normal speed, it's so quick that it doesn't always pick up on video, but I'll try and point it out. There's one. There's two. There's lots of those in there. The other grace note I put in there was one where I had my middle finger on the second note of the D string and I hammered down with my ring finger onto the third note. So I'll see if I can try and show that to you clearly. There it is. And the only other grace note was one where I finished on the last bar and I went, I'm playing the D string and then go up to the second note of the D string, then down to the first note, and then as I'm running down I quickly hammer down with my middle finger on the second note of the D string. But it happens so quickly that it's not easy to hear. There we go. Now you can slow these videos down using the YouTube feature underneath the video, the little wheel. Go on there and you can slow the speed down. May help, but hopefully I've pointed out to you some of the main grace notes that I put in on the A section. Moving on to the B section. There's a lovely slide there on the E string. So that's actually a slide starting from the first note of the E string. Now what you do is you hold it down with your middle finger and then you slide up to the second note. Did you get that? So you're holding it down with the middle finger, you're playing the first note and then sliding up to the second note. Whoops, I'll try that again. There's another slide there. So there's some nice slides there. Certainly that starting one is a good one. That's the other one, and that's actually with the first finger, and you start from the natural note on the E string. There we are, that's the first note on the E string, up to the second note on the E string, there it is. So there's a couple of slides there to practice, and then the grace notes. Well, I guess the most important one, it starts right at the very beginning of the B section of the tune. There we are, there it is. It's actually one of those things again where you hold down the E string and the A string using your first finger. You're going to slide on that first note on the E string, and then you're holding the first note on the A string as well, and you're going to hammer on and off with the middle finger. Let's just check what I actually do. There, I actually so I'm hammering on and off with my middle finger, this time onto the natural note on the A string. So it sounds like this. So I'll play it in context. So there's the first grace note in this tune. I'll just play on just to find out where else I put other grace notes. There's one there. That's one of the regular first note on the first string of the A string. On the first note of the A string, and I hammer on and off with my ring finger. Do it twice. Three times there. And there, on the E string, and what's actually happening there, I've got my middle finger on the second note of the E string, and I'm just simply hammering on and off with my ring finger onto the third note. So I'll play through the B section again just to make sure that I've not missed anything out. There's one thing there again, it's that very quick note. So it's a series of short notes. So I'll play the whole thing through from top to bottom now, as slowly as I can, and I'll try and emphasize the grace notes and the slides, so hopefully that will give you an indication. Certainly as to the way that I play this tune, obviously lots of people have different styles and approaches, but this is my own particular interpretation of Cooley's reel. Well, I hope that helps you once again and gives you some indication of a way of playing this tune. It's a great tune. I think the secret is don't rush it at first, and don't worry too much if you don't get the grace notes in and things like that, because actually that comes with time and practice. And many of these things you don't actually think about them prior to playing them. Certainly with grace notes, they just happen automatically. After a while, after you get used to playing them, you tend to slip the things in at appropriate times. without really consciously thinking about it. So sometimes you may play the tune slightly different to another time, which is why it's often a bit tricky to show you exactly where grace notes should go or can go. But I'll certainly try and indicate on the notation to give you a good idea, or a starting point anyway. Right, well, thank you very much for watching. See you again soon. Have a good time with your fiddle playing. Bye-bye.